taken out of context.
Taken out of context.
Taking things out of context.
Out of context.
Taken out of context.
Taken out of context.
In the context.
We have more context.
Out of context.
Taken out of context.
That is so out of context.
Out of context.
You're taking it out of context.
Now, hey, hold on. So we're going to flesh this out because I don't want nobody saying we don't take things in context.
Clipped me out of context.
It was out of context.
It's hard for your words to be taken out of context.
The full context.
In a modern day context.
Tell me the context.
Another important reminder as to why context is so important. So,
hello everybody, welcome back to my channel, Straight Out of Context. I'm Barbara Ann. Happy November, fair use, and copyright disclaimer. A lot of people have criticized Meghan Markle over the years because she is of mixed race. However, when she was trying to claw her way to fame in Hollywood, she often listed herself as Caucasian, only utilizing her African American heritage when it was convenient for her, which, in all honesty, that diversity is the most beautiful and amazing attribute that she really has. So it's always been dumbfounding how she's always tried to be conformist into a wealthy, rich celebrity status. And now she's trying to imitate that in brands, marketing, advertisement, deals, which has worked because her and Prince Harry allegedly have a deal with Netflix for over $120 million. When no one, absolutely no one, needs that amount of money. Even Princess Diana was only allegedly worth a little under $10 million when she died. However, news reports have come out that Prince Harry and Meghan are going to lose their titles because Prince William is just absolutely done. He is over it and he is done with their shenanigans. Every single time somebody in the royal family has an event, a humanitarian event, a charity event, a birthday, or a holiday, Meghan Markle somehow manages to usurp the attention globally and make it all about herself. And this is the reason why so many people give her so much criticism. Like many celebrities who receive criticism, like many narcissists and sociopaths, they can't understand why. They think it's trolls. They think it's haters. They think it's all for content and ad revenue. They can't wrap their mind around the fact that some of the criticisms and critiques are real. They are valid, and people have every right to have their valid critiques and criticisms, especially over Meghan Markle, especially over Prince Harry. And the reason why people cannot find her likable is because she's constantly doing things like this, plagiarizing once upon a time sex kitten Pamela Anderson and her Canadian cooking show, thinking that American users would not ever find out. From the aesthetics to the outfit to the exact lineup of celebrity chefs and guests. Some users even went through a review episode by episode comparing the two shows. And it became very apparent and obvious to anybody with eyes or ears to see and hear that Meghan was copying Pamela Anderson, whose show debuted on a Canadian network years before her Netflix show did. And it's also important to note that Meghan Markle's Netflix show, With Love Meghan, Season 2, was in fact filmed during the same time as Season 1. And when she said that she came back for a second season and that Season 2 was brand new, was a lie. And we know this because her dog, Guy, was alive during the filming of Season 1. Despite having left and abandoned 3 dogs that she has adopted before with her boyfriend for over 4 years, whom she cheated on with Prince Harry and left for Prince Harry. After Season 1 aired on Netflix, Meghan came to Instagram to show everybody a very loving tribute to her beagle, Guy. And guess who made an appearance on the kitchen floor in every episode of Season 2 of With Love Meghan? Guy did. This isn't a simple lie or oversight. Dogs, like anything that dies, can't come back from the dead. So the fact that Pua and Guy are all throughout Season 2 tells us that it was filmed at the same exact time as Season 1. And Meghan is using that footage to not have to work any further, but to then edit and curate a Season 2 out of it, which is fine. She could have just honestly said that. But she didn't. She chose to lie, market, and advertise it as a brand new filmed season. Okay, so give her the benefit of a doubt, playing devil's advocate, which many content creators will not give her that grace. It has been, quote, leaked, unquote, by Meghan and her team that she is returning to Hollywood because she didn't make it in Hollywood the first time. She has to use her husband's title, name, birthright, and celebrity to leverage and barter her A-list status. That's what she's always wanted. But her timing, per usual, is exactly when the new Prince of Wales, the future King of England, William, is engaging in charitable endeavors, including the Earthshot Awards. Again, proving that Meghan Markle cannot stand when it is not about her. She ultimately is responsible for her brand, her team, her social media. So again, this is not an oversight. The same way her constantly mimicking, plagiarizing, and copying Princess Diana is not an oversight. It is strategic manipulation and gaslighting of Harry, because she, since day one, as you can see here, has psychologically put it in his mind that she is like his mother reincarnate. But this time, due to his choice of doing what she wants him to do, he has the opportunity to save her, to be the hero, to be the man, father, and husband to Meghan that Charles wasn't to Diana. And if you don't think that Meghan Markle has sold her soul to the devil, then why is she wearing an upside down cross, laughing at everybody, playing in your faces, mocking you? As a Christian and a devout believer in God, I find this highly offensive, especially as somebody who regularly reads the Ethiopian Bible, the most complete Bible, the oldest Bible that is over 1,800 years old. Now, sure, people have often speculated that she is in the Illuminati now that she is married to Prince Harry. But it hasn't stopped her from showing off, wearing Princess Diana's tennis bracelet and her Cartier tank watch. She's even gone as far as plagiarizing her entire brand as ever. Looking at the Royal Collection Trust Shop and Highgrove Gardens, where 100% of all proceeds go to charities. She has copied everything from their preserves, jams, teas, jellies, alcoholic beverages, honey, honeycomb, biscuits, cookies, and pancake mix. They even have hamper sets, picnic sets, jewelry, merchandise such as clothing, tea towels, tea sets, teapots, and limited edition teacups with saucers. They also have wines, champagnes, rosés, and she even copies the royal emblem at the top of both websites. Meghan Markle has capitalized and monetized her husband's United Kingdom birthright, titles, and royal status. However, here in the United States of America and in Hollywood, we don't take kindly to plagiarism. We don't take kindly to somebody trying to force a California, Hollywood, celebrity, wealthy, rich, elite type of monarchy, because we separated from a monarch of the UK. In 1776, the Boston Tea Party being worked to death and overtaxed. The poor going more poor to keep the rich richer. We not only broke from that, we had an entire war over it, breaking from the United Kingdom and the control over a monarch. We created a democracy. We have the most diverse and the most beautiful country because of said diversity. The last thing that anybody in this economy today want is somebody trying to force a fake monarch type of brand on us, especially from somebody who literally is just a woman who married into the British royal family. And that's absolutely fine. But don't bring your teas and your preserves and your biscuits and your pancake mix and try to force it on us. If we wanted to do that, we would just go to Highgrove Gardens or the Royal Collection Trust Shop, where 100% of all proceeds, 100% goes to charities. And shall I acutely remind you that King Charles III donates over 50,000 tons of fresh fruits and vegetables to nearby soup kitchens and the poor every single year. And in the UK, almost 20% of the entire population is Black, Asian, Hispanic, or another minority group. And that is where 100% of the proceeds go. Yet Meghan Markle's brand, as ever, 100% of the proceeds go to funding her and Prince Harry's luxurious lifestyle full of privilege that you and I could never imagine. Why? Because Meghan Markle clawed and fucked her way to the top. And anybody can do that. The difference is good, decent human beings can't use, discard, and dispose of people because it's not in them. Having compassion, empathy, sympathy, apathy, character, morals, values, integrity means loving people for who they are, seeing the beauty of who they really are, helping them for the sake of just helping them. Because you know what it means to be a single mother. You know what it means to work 2 or 3 jobs. You know what it means to be poor, to be disabled, to struggle and have nothing. We could all move and motion through our lives, acting just like Meghan Markle, doing what Meghan Markle did to secure a prince, to secure somebody with fame and wealth. But we don't do that because millions and millions and millions of people in the United States and across the world are good, decent human beings who don't want more than to just be okay in life, to thrive, not just survive. They're happy having an education, a roof, food on the table for their kids, access to food, water, electricity, gas, healthcare. Meghan Markle, on the other hand, can't live unless she has the luxury and the privilege, the designer clothes, the multi-million-dollar deals and campaigns, the selfish red carpet events that have nothing to do with humanitarianism, the UK, the UN, or real charity. And looking at the 1099 tax filing for Archwell Foundation, we see that she spent less than an hour a week working on said charity. Yet said charity went into debt by millions, and yet none of that went to helping anybody. Not children, not the disabled, not the veterans of the Invictus Games, not the poor, not the hungry. In fact, Archwell Foundation acted as nothing but a bridge for Archwell Productions and Archwell Audio to broker the Netflix and Spotify deal. Because if it's their production company and their audio company that is helping to film all of this, they get a bigger cut of the money. Because living in a $14 million mansion in Montecito isn't enough. It's astounding how narcissistic and selfish people in Hollywood are, and this is not unique to Meghan Markle. It's amazing what having a title or a name can barter you, what it can afford you, because Prince Harry, we know, will never see the day where he or his children will ever be crowned as king or queen of England. But he is the other son of the very beloved Princess Di. And before we conclude this video, I want you to take a look under fair use at these few clips. Everybody is credited in the description box, but take a listen about this regarding Prince Andrew.
His Majesty the King has today initiated a formal process to remove the style, titles and honours of Prince Andrew. This statement coming into us in the last 10 or so seconds from Buckingham Palace. And I'm going to read to you exactly what this statement says. Prince Andrew will now be known as Andrew Mountbatten Windsor. His lease on Royal Lodge has, to date, provided him with legal protection to continue in residence. Formal notice has now been served to surrender the lease, and he will move to alternative private accommodation. These censors are deemed necessary, notwithstanding the fact that he continues to deny the allegations against him. Their Majesties wish to make clear that their thoughts and utmost sympathies have been and will remain with the victims and survivors of any and all forms of abuse.
And just like people getting really fucking sick and tired of Taylor Swift, Meghan Markle and Prince Harry were booed at a Dodgers baseball game recently. It can't possibly be because she wears upside down crosses and sells her soul to the devil for money and fame, right?
Baseball fans in the US have had a slightly unfriendly reaction to Prince Harry and Meghan showing up to a game against the Toronto Blue Jays. Take a listen. Sheesh, yeah, that is nasty. The Blues led to reaction from the Duke and Duchess of Sussex that harked back to the infamous Coldplay moment.
Harry and Meghan are here watching some baseball as well.
Prince Harry and Meghan Markle booed at the baseball, and the delusional Duke has a face like thunder as he increasingly questions the choices he's making in life. Look at that, sells candles online, $75 a piece. Worked for his wife since 2016. Of course, none of this makes sense when you think of the public posturing that this man has taken, and it didn't work either, did it? This was the hoopla as the couple arrived. Oh, he's miserable, isn't he? He's totally miserable. The commentator tried to put a more positive spin on it.
Harry and Meghan are here watching some baseball as well.
Meghan, of course, immediately realised that she was on the screen because that's all she spent the whole game doing. There's a photographer, there's a camera, performing. But unfortunately, there was no way you could cut the fact that when they appeared on the cam to the audience, to the crowd, there were boos ringing out through the whole stadium. Harry, totally mortified. Hands posted Harry and Meghan getting booed at the game at Dodger Stadium. Harry hears it, looks smug, and pretends to laugh. Queer lips of truth, saying they also took their bad luck there and caused the LA Dodgers to lose the game. Whoopsie. I mean, in some ways you have to feel sorry for Harry being dragged there and then dealing with the fact that he's tried to ignore for a long time, that actually this couple are just as unpopular in woke California as they are in the United Kingdom. But come on, let's take one more look. Sometimes we've got to enjoy things. And it was hilarious too because, of course, the baseball people don't give a damn about Meghan's title, and so they just put her name up. Meghan Markle, not Meghan Sussex. And as the Office of CB pointed out,
so there she is. She's angry. Harry's trying to smile because he knows the cameras are there. He's been trained all his life to smile, and he's walking towards the stage. She doesn't look back, waiting for her or looking for her and there she is causing trouble. She's trying to get a mic. This guy clearly is not going to give her the mic. The girl in the black t-shirt is not going to give her the mic, and she's looking for a mic. So she's still, look, and there's this guy with the purple jacket is trying to block her from going on stage. And she goes around him. She even ignores him. She ignores the guy. Okay. She just doesn't even look or acknowledges him. She just even hops on top of whatever it was. I think there were some wires and stuff like that. She just goes and hops on them, trying to get to the stage now that Harry has the mic. And she's trying to smile like a ghoul that she is, because something is not right with this woman. And I mean, you're going to listen to this. And then she taps him on the back. And then he goes, oh yeah, hi. And then you see here, I'll play it to you here so you can see it. She goes for the mic. This is her going for the mic. But she knows that Harry's not going to give it to her. She tries twice. She's looking at him. And he's like, hi. And here, she tries to go for the mic again, like, she kind of hints with her hand to give him to have the mic. He doesn't do that. He lets go of her, and that's it, and turns his back on her. and that's it. And then she storms off. And that's the problem. She didn't storm off just to get off stage. She went looking for a mic, you know, and nobody, this guy, she's looking for a mic. This guy right behind Harry, the same guy that rejected to give her the mic last year or the year before, is looking at her and he doesn't care. And she's going around causing trouble, looking for a mic. Where is the mic? With that absolutely manic smile on her face. Let's go!
What's looking at?
You know, Meghan, how are you? And are you okay?
That's so kind. I am. I'm better than okay.
The worst, even worse than worshiping the devil wearing an upside down cross at a public event, playing in your damn faces every day, is the fact that she had an interview recently where she not only blamed content creators, but websites and social media, which has been around for over 3 decades. A woman who claimed during her engagement interview with Prince Harry that she had no idea who the royal family is. There's 195 countries on planet Earth across 7 continents. Do you know that the British Commonwealth has 1/4 of all countries? She also tells Oprah Winfrey during an hours-long sit-down interview, which also copied Princess Diana's infamous sit-down interview, that she had no idea who the royal family was. She had no idea who the princes were, even though she was hanging out at Soho House, purposely trying to infiltrate his inner circle, while in an over 4-year-long relationship with a very famous chef from Vancouver, where she lived while she was filming the show Suits. She also says on her Netflix documentary, Harry and Meghan, the same thing she told Oprah, that she never Googled Harry. She never had to, because she learned everything all about him from himself based on his private Instagram. Well, not only was this a lie, she had Princess Diana's biography while she was in high school and college and read it relentlessly, to which her friend and her friend's parents invited Meghan on a vacation one summer. And what do you know? That friend came forward and released this photograph of her and Meghan Markle sitting in front of Buckingham Palace. Now, Meghan is 44 years old, going to be 45. I'm going to be 40. I was born in 1985, and there's no way that you grew up anywhere in the United States of America in the 90s, in the early aughts, and did not know who Princess Diana was. Did not know who Prince Charles was. Did not know who Prince William and Prince Harry are. And with that said, there is no corner store, liquor store, bodega, anywhere in the United States for over 2 decades that did not have entire rows of magazines, centerfold posters of the princes as they were growing up. They turned 10, they turned 12, they turned 15, 16, 18, 19, 20, 21. If Meghan Markle took an FBI-administered lie detector test, I would bet you every penny she owns that she would fail, because she has been dishonest with society, with her friends, with people that work for Harry, and people in Hollywood. And that is what the mass is. That is what society does not like about her, because it's a sign and a symptom of sociopathy and narcissism. They lie to control. They lie to control a narrative, a false image and persona that they can't even live up to. And they know behind closed doors that they can't live up to it. But what's worse than selling your soul to the devil? Well, this. Blaming content creators as trolls and haters and websites as the reason why all of these negative articles and backlash has always been centered around Meghan Markle. Because remember, everybody gave her the benefit of a doubt. Everybody was rooting for her until they started seeing her true colors. And that's the thing about narcissists. They are utterly incapable of recognizing that they are narcissistic or sociopathic. That's why close to 92% of all cluster B personality disorders go undiagnosed. They don't think it's ever them. They think it's everybody else. And anybody that has any valid criticism or critiques are cut off immediately, even if it's your own father, because he steps out of line without even knowing where the lines are. That is the epitome, the foundation in every capacity of a narcissist, of a sociopath. And the proof is in the pudding. They can't even go to a Beyonce concert or a Dodgers game without 50,000 to 85,000 people, real people, booing them. That in and of itself tells you something, especially in and around Los Angeles, where there is a very high population of minorities, because some of the swiftest and harshest backlash that Meghan Markle has received has been from other African American or minority women. But to her, they're all just incentivized with money. And the only time she's ever seen with anybody that is of minority is when it's a photo or a video opportunity for herself to make herself look good, much like Taylor Swift with African Americans. Despite all of the backlash she has received in her album with racism and dog whistles. These are your Hollywood music industry, film industry darlings, Nazi-loving devil worshippers. You cannot tell me that this is normal. But first, take a listen to what Meghan has to say, because she's deflecting and negating any personal responsibility for her negative criticism.
I feel like it's hard to sort of show your whole self.
I waffle with some of my choices before I make them. I'm generally very decisive, but social media is a great barometer for this for me, because putting out a video of myself 9 months pregnant was a really big choice, but I also wanted people to see themselves in my story and our story, and to be able to show that with all the noise that might happen in the world on a day-to-day basis, real life is still happening behind the scenes. Really real life.
But you put that out there and some people, like, they tear it apart.
I'm sure they did, I don't know. But I also protect myself from seeing that.
It's been interesting preparing for this interview, because every day you search for your name and there's like 1,000 different news stories about 1,000 different things.
Yes.
And so...
But I guess the distinction there is those people don't know me and they're not talking about me. And that's a really hard place to come to terms with. Yeah. But that's the truth. So if you can really compartmentalize it and go, oh, right, there is a very, very powerful machine, and it's all about generating income. Mm-hmm. Those stories aren't just appearing because it's fun. Clickbait has a huge financial implication. And so if I'm part of an SEO and that gets them more clickbait, then yes, they're incentivized to churn out as many stories, false or damaging or whatnot, to feed the beast, because that's paying them. And I think a lot of people forget the economic element of it. And I think from my standpoint, that's why I don't look at it. It would be very hard to see anything about yourself that isn't true. But equally, it's not me that they're talking about. It's some caricature they've had to create to get clicks. And I'm very clear on the difference between the two.
Do you feel like you have to be perfect? Do you feel like you have to curate what you show us, or be a more polished version of the Meghan that you are, like, you know, just at home putting your feet up on the couch?
I did feel that for a while.
How her friend used the mic. And as according to Taz, royal YouTube sensation, wrote, they were in a bookstore. I'm certain that the lady was being heard with no issues, but Meghan doing that is to make herself the centre of attention. And I'm delighted to say that Tash joins me now. Tash, my God, it's all about control, isn't it? It's all about power. And I actually think, yet again, Meghan was able to show her true colours here. This was an event that should have been about her friend, but indeed she's not only really enforced the control, you're doing that wrong, but she's turned it all into talking all about Archie and Lily, who are apparently these people who she wants to have privacy, but she's going to talk every little detail about what they say to her, about how they talk. It's just gross. But what did you make of that moment with the microphone, Tash?
It's just, with her, it's control. It's a way to make herself the center of attention. She always has to do something. If that person's having their photograph taken, Meghan will kiss them on the cheek. It's deemed as people that are looking at it thinking, oh, she's being sweet and affectionate. No, she's not. She's making the camera then focus on her. And even her friend said, oh, you know, it's making me nervous. And Meghan's like, I can hold the microphone for you. Oh, I'll bet you just can. She completely overtook her friend. And this was a book promotion. Her friends book that she co-wrote with her husband. Someone needs to give Meghan the memo on that, because she just completely overtook everything. And as for another anecdote about her favorite child, let's be realistic, Dan, it's no longer Archie, is it? It's always Lily. You know, Lily's the most amazing child. She just comes out with these stories every single time, and it sounds so artificial. Lots of my friends have children. My family members have children. I've never heard the stories like she comes out with. It makes everything just so contrived. But to overtake your friends, big deal for her, I'd imagine, you know, having this launch at Godmother's, which is now a bit of a celebrity hangout. It's Meghan showing her true nature. She cannot uplift other women.
Oh, I know. I mean, Tash, the details were just so awful. First thing I do when I wake up in the morning is turn the music on in the house. I always travel with a candle. I am so conscious and sensitive to fragrance, and I associate that with home. And then she says that she uses with her young children something called the rose and thorn ritual, which is helpful when kids often only give yes and no answers, she explained. Our daughter, she's 4 and she's a very strong personality and she's incredible. And now she's in the moment where I say, what's your rose and thorn? And she goes, my day was just a blast. Another ritual she and Harry share with Archie and Lily is the healing blanket, which was a gift from the bookstore's co-founder Victoria Jackson. Meghan revealed that whenever one of them isn't feeling well, they reach for the healing blanket to comfort them. So, look, I mean, we've always known these kids are clearly going to be growing up as woke can be. And I guess this is just evidence of it, Tash.
Institutionalized, more like. I mean, the first thing these poor kids wake up to is Meghan playing music. She won't even let them escape when they go away, if they ever go away with their parents, of course. But she even takes a speaker with her as well, so she can play music, you know. She's absolutely unhinged. To me, it sounds more like a horror film, you know, when you have the people that are in the asylum and they're torturing the patients by making them listen to music first thing. Let's just start calling her Nurse Ratchet at this point.
Agree. Tash, this hilarious video has also been analysed. Do you remember
Loved being able to cook and entertain.
Then why don't you do it out of your own home?
But those 5...
She's lying. She's lying whenever she touches her nose, right?
Most people's assumption that if I was going to go into business, it would be fashion or beauty.
She's the only person that thinks she's beautiful and fashionable. Let's get real. Let's get real. So crazy.
Years at home, I wasn't running around wearing beautiful outfits. I was probably in Birkenstocks and sweats like the rest of us, especially during COVID, or just barefoot at home. But I was making a lot of jam.
Oh, right.
So it ended up becoming the thing that really was my passion project that I turned into.
Well, it's not jam. It's preserves. But she keeps saying jam because she just... You remember, it's easier for Meghan Markle to lie than to tell the truth. That's the whole MO. I could actually done the video. Sorry, new palm tree. Have you all noticed my new palm tree? I could just done the video here. It's easier for Meghan Markle to lie than to tell the truth.
One of your ventures was a podcast called Confessions of a Female Founder.
Yes.
About a year and so change after launching a company like that, what would your confessions be? Has it been harder than you thought, easier than you thought, more rewarding, harder? What's the takeaway?
Well, I think year one for any founder is just a lot of learns. And so we founded as ever earlier this year. I think the first drop was in February or March.
Okay. Oh, sorry. I don't care. What are learns? Lessons, maybe? I don't know what she's saying. This interviewer, by the way, who is dressed like a Jedi, she's coming through as a warrior. I love that for her.
And I had this incredible fortune of having every SKU sell out within under an hour, which is amazing.
5 SKUs.
And also you don't learn a lot.
You don't learn a lot.
Management.
You don't learn a lot from having 5. I think I would learn like more products, maybe. You need a lot more stock.
Supply chains and all the rest.
Oh my gosh. So then I was doing Confessions of a Female.
A lot about inventory management, supply chains and all the rest.
Oh my gosh. So then
you see, I knew this girl was good, you know. I could see it in her eyes. I could always see it. I can see the pettiness. So she's saying, yes, you would learn a lot, Meghan. You'd learn about supply chains, demand, supply, you know, like You learned business because you didn't put out enough product. It's very simple. Meghan said she didn't learn anything. Meghan covers her face when the lady says, oh, whoops.
I was doing Confessions of a Female Founder as I was building this. I'd always loved the podcast, How I Built This.
No one loved that podcast.
And I thought, so I was learning from a lot of the women that I invest in and also that I'm friends with. I think my learns were to continue to.
Okay, first of all, I'm gonna keep interjecting. I'm sorry if this is difficult to watch, but I think I have a lot to say here because I've had to endure this Confessions of a Female Founder podcast. The people she invested in are not.
You get the point. Under fair use and commentary, I'm sharing these clips because they are absolutely relevant. And if you don't follow P. Dinah, she also follows and talks about the royal family in great detail, including Harry and Meghan. But with Meghan being very prevalent on Instagram now, as she launched her brand as ever, we see her focusing on herself, not even Harry as much, but the aesthetic of her brand. Expensive designer shoes, expensive designer clothes, expensive designer makeup that cost over $200 a lipstick. Getting to go to Paris, do campaigns with Balenciaga, the fashion house brand that was under fire for sexually exploiting very young children in their advertisements, showing children in questionable poses, dressed in demonic and satanistic clothing, on or near beds. And I'm going to pause right here because Meghan recently showed this, that she had a 100-day streak on Duolingo. However, over 4 years ago, she said in an interview that she does Duolingo 10 minutes every day. She should be around day 1,400 and something if that was true. But it's not true because like anything that comes out of Meghan Markle's mouth, you can't trust it. She only cares about elevating herself in Hollywood, and she's using her husband to do that. But working with Balenciaga, after knowing what they have done with children, knowing the entire scandal that surrounds Balenciaga and children, I'm amazed at the tone-deaf way in which Meghan Markle can completely overlook something if it benefits her. She even uses her own kids, always showing them from behind, never showing their face, after having already showed Prince Archie's face for the first year of his life, and several different photos of Princess Lily. It's like a humble brag. It's like what convicted murderer Gypsy Rose Blanchard does with constantly showing her baby after saying verbatim, quote, "I don't want my baby on camera," unquote. You actually are not protecting your children by still showing them their height, their size, their hair color, their skin color, their clothing, etc., especially to millions of people. But Meghan Markle's bougie ways are very questionable. She can't even celebrate her daughter's birthday without showing pickles and corn dogs. Burnt corn dogs. What 3-year-old little girl wants that? But she somehow manages to use Prince Harry's 2 children in a strategic way on her Instagram, on her social media, to make it all about herself. Even her daughter's birth, making their love story all about herself, making her show all about herself, choosing to show off Princess Diana's diamonds, bracelet, and Cartier watch every opportunity and chance that she gets. She even tries to usurp Motown, big Motown hits, for her show to make herself seem likable. As somebody who was born and raised in Detroit, I can see that what she is doing is not authentic. It is not her authentic self. It's not about joy and positivity and trying to teach people how to roast the perfect chicken, which she accidentally admits in season 2 of With Love Meghan. She fucked up the first time she cooked that perfect roasted chicken for Harry, William, and Kate. The first time that she had met William and Kate, when that's not what she said in their engagement interview. And Oprah, she implied that Kate didn't like her because she was running around in a t-shirt and barefoot, that she was just relaxed at home and just herself. And she wasn't this outward, stiff upper lip, proper in public and behind closed doors and under the sheets. She always made a big deal about that damn roasted chicken. It's really not hard to roast a chicken at all. And talk about being inappropriate. She literally is fingering an entire chicken on her second season of her TV show and making inappropriate jokes about it not being very ladylike, but fingering the chicken really deep is something that has to be done anyway. Meghan Markle's problem, ultimately, is that she keeps trying to force herself on everybody else. Her company, her brand, her merchandise, her TV shows, her love stories, and we didn't ask for it, nor do we want it. This is the United States of America, not the United Kingdom. Take your tea and your preserves and don't come back until you're going to be 100% honest and transparent. Also, dropping the devil worshipping and the Illuminati might help a little bit. But that's just me, because God says explicitly, the truth will always come to light. What is done in darkness will always come to light. If you are an evil, bad human being, you will be found out. It's just really that simple. And Meghan Markle has been found out. Millions of people have been clocking her since day one, and she cannot stand that she cannot control the narrative, and that she never will be able to control the narrative. What do you think about Meghan Markle returning to acting? As always, leave your comments down below. I love you. Don't forget to subscribe, like, turn on notifications, and share.